Richard, I thought it was great.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to encourage me, guys. So
It did confuse me though. At one point, it was like before a scene, and you're doing this.
He's practicing. He's practicing. He's rehearsing. He's rehearsing.
Someone's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah, I know. I want to conduct. Actually, I'm like, bring it all out.
Good be a conductor.
With the hands,
I'm gonna
awesome.
go get a drink of water.
Hey,
Hi, Mike.
Mikey.
Everybody. Okay.
We're waiting for Linda
Oh,
and Peter. Be right back.
you guys been on for a while? Oh, you guys been on for a while? Because I just got the email like 1 minute ago.
No,
Because it
not
was
very
just,
long.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You know, Jim seemed to be trying to contact me on Facebook with something live, and I've never done it before, but I know you said he wasn't participating, so.
Jim has a doctor appointment, and it just, it doesn't. You can't mix. He said something about last time when he was reading, because it's right after he's got post-operation thing going on.
Right.
And he said after the reading, he stood up and felt dizzy.
Oh, okay.
So he kind of doesn't.
Don't we all?
He could just check in and listen, though, if he wanted to.
Dang, I was dizzy the whole way through. What are you talking about?
He felt like he has to rest for the doctor's appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Richard, he also, was teaching this thing up at UH, the Ollie, what's it called again? Osher class?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And they moved that on Thursdays, and they moved that to Zoom. So I don't know if he's continuing to do that, but maybe he was trying to hook you up with that, because he hooked us up with it so we could see his class too.
Well, I know it's just confusing because I got this message on Facebook saying, connect to Jim live in 15 minutes. It gave me instructions how to do it, but I thought that can't be the substitute for what we're doing. So, it just seemed odd. I was just wondering if you guys knew what he was up to.
Was it on a Thursday?
No, just like 15 minutes ago.
Oh, really? Oh.
So he's been posting about the Golden Globes, so he's active. He's active.
He does have a UH. He does have a UH class.
Right
Yeah,
now.
I was just telling him about that. No, no, he has that on Thursdays, right?
On
It was Thursday.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he was up to something, because him live, I don't know. That means that he was showing a movie or something like that.
Well, Richard said
Hi,
he just
on?
got the announcement like 15 minutes ago that he's got something going on.
Terrific.
Thursday.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't see you, but Keith is the one that would let you on. Linda's trying to come on right now. Do you see her?
I don't see her in the.
He doesn't see you.
Is Linda? Oh, I'm sorry. It is on there.
He sees
God.
you. Yes, he sees you. Okay, see you soon.
Open up that.
Mahalo. Oh, hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda. Linda.
Who's in the MacBook Pro?
That's Peter.
Okay.
Yeah,
I should
sorry,
know it
guys.
has a boomerang there. I should have known it's Peter and the hats.
Yeah, that's Peter's hangout. Yeah, I recognize that now. Yeah. It's got the boomerang. What's that all about? Okay.
Got me stumped.
I don't know. Don't
He's got the.
about the boomerang. God.
I like the boomerang.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I wonder if it's like a good luck thing where it's, like you hang the shoe, hang them upside down so the luck pours out. Maybe that's with a boomerang too. I don't know.
Family crest. It comes from a long line of convicts, maybe, or something.
It's got to be a prop.
Boomerang somewhere.
Peter's wall.
Let me check if everybody's.
What is that's Peter? Where is Peter? What's happened? Yeah. Oh,
There he is.
everybody's got these T-shirts now. Yeah.
Hi, Peter.
Hi. Hello. Sorry. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Peter.
How are things in California?
We're getting better. Yeah.
Yeah.
See the light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully.
That's always good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Are we playing what's
Did you
my
get-
line?
Did you get vaccinated? Anybody get vaccinated yet?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I am, and I got vaccinated. I got my first one, and I actually got notified to go get my second one.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm close.
Okay.
All right.
I've got
Yeah.
two.
How come you're not doing it, Milani? You anti-vaccine?
I've done too many research on it, and I'm not in favor of it. So
Okay.
that's just my personal thing.
Okay.
I don't feel threatened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is it online research?
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
If
no.
you're interested, I could give it to you. Yeah, it's a research. So I could email it to you if you're interested.
If you want to, get ready for my Toastmasters speech on Wednesday. It's
Sure.
going to be
Oh,
a QAnon.
What?
That's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. There's misinformation and there's disinformation.
yeah.
And then
Oh
there's
my gosh.
get
does this-
information.
Yeah. How does disinformation compare with that information?
I don't know. Isn't that?
Yeah.
But it's all online.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't believe everything I hear or even read. So
Yeah.
That's a
that's just
start.
me.
That's a start.
Amen.
It's in print.
Just because it's in the print doesn't mean it's true. So
That's true. Oh.
is everybody
Got
here?
it.
You want to go through the list and see if everybody's here?
Sure.
Oh,
I don't have it in
No.
front of me.
Shoot. Let's see.
Toast to everybody.
If I don't go offline, if I do that. Just a moment. It's somewhere in here. There's a. This is actually incomplete, I think. It's the last one that was done. I mean, it depends on everyone being proactive about it. Okay, so here's our little list so far. Mike, I got you as Ferdinand, King of Navarra. Richard, Lord Biron or Byron.
Biron.
You can
Biron.
correct me.
Biron.
And I'll be Lord Longueville. Peter, you're Lord Duman.
Yeah.
Now, Leilani, you're Princess France, who later turns into Queen something of France. Una, you're Lady Rosalind. There is no Lady Maria. Linda, I got you for Lady Catherine. David, Boyette, who is a attendant on the princess. And there's no Marcade, the messenger. Don Adriano D'Amato. That guy's missing so far. David Moss.
Well, if it doesn't conflict with anything, I'll try that. So
That sounds good. A fantastical Spaniard.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Sí,
the guy.
fantástico Spaniard, sí.
He does the real outrageous language thing, I think, and very it's a great character.
Hablo. What?
David,
Go ahead.
I talked to Don Adriano at the end as Polo Friends, the schoolmaster. So I'd be a big dialogue with myself. Yeah, you don't want to see that. Mike, Sir Nathaniel, the curate.
Okay.
David, did you get the moth one? Did I say that? That's Armando's page.
No, I'm lost. Yeah.
Dull is a constable. It's blank. Peter, Costard, a rustic. Linda, Jaquinette.
Okay.
Is everybody good to go so far?
Sure. If nobody wants to play Dull, I can
somebody
be
pick
really
up
dull.
Lady Rosaline and Lady Maria. Who would like to do those two?
Well,
Lady
Oh,
Rosaline.
I think I'm doing Rosalind. I could do Maria also.
okay. Oh,
Great.
oh. I'll try to update this as we go. Una, Lady Maria, and I think some of the other ones we can just kind of dash in or fill in. They're smaller, right?
Okay.
We got the big
Yeah.
ones, I think. Like,
Yeah,
let's see.
okay.
Makar. Let me give a quick look. Macarado the Messenger, for example, has 4 lines. Officer, Forester, Dull the Constable, 17 lines.
I'll try Dull if nobody else wants it, unless it's conflicting.
I have no idea. We'll put you in for
Okay.
Dull. We'll put you in for Dull, and if it gets conflicting, you can pass the potato.
Okay.
I'm good. I guess I'll go in for Macared, just because it's nice to fill in. Anybody for Forester?
Sure, I'll take Forrester.
Awesome, David. Forester is probably, I don't know.
Are we reading all the way through, or are we having a break in the middle?
No, that's another question. Forester has 6 lines. Don't know. It's all up to you guys.
Why don't we see how we feel?
Jim
Okay.
gave out in some information, which was if Leilani does cuts, you got the book of cuts.
Oh, I don't
No?
really have it with me.
You don't have the book of cuts.
I should have done it earlier, but I don't.
It's the whole play.
Let me
Okay.
see if I have. I hate to do the cuts while we're reading, because then I have to say something and people get into it. They start reading, and then I'm like, oh, we're gonna cut that scene. That's what happened last time. Keep on reading.
I don't know. Jim
Let's
only
just
cut
start.
Jim just cut the.
Well, we
really-
don't have to worry about an audience getting bored. So
Yeah, that's true.
Jim cut the little tiny scenes. So it's like, yeah. So he said though, if you did the cuts, you could probably end by about 9:30. He
Is it that long?
Okay.
didn't mention break. He said average length.
Okay. Well, speak fast.
So if you're like back in the middle and you want to go timeout, bathroom break, I don't know.
All right.
I mean, like between scenes.
Actors to the stage. Actors to the stage.
You could all say yada yada and end. Yada yada and go to the end of the speech. All right.
Yada, yada.
Okay.
Places, Act 1. Act 1.
Anyone?
Place.
Go for introduction. You can do introduction of scenes. That'd be cool.
Act 1, Scene 1, the King of Navarre's Park. Enter Ferdinand, King of Navarre, Biron, Longueville, and Dumaine.
That fame that all hunt after in their lives, live registered upon our brazen tombs, and then grace us in the disgrace of death, when, spite of cormorant devouring time, the endeavor of this present breath may buy that honor which shall bait his scythe's keen edge and make us heirs of all eternity. Therefore, brave conquerors, for so you are, that war against our own affections and the huge army of the world's desires, our late edict shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world. Our court shall be a little academe, still and contemplative in living art. You three, Biron, Dumaine, and Longueville, have sworn for 3 years' term to live with me, my fellow scholars, and to keep those statutes that are recorded in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed, and now subscribe your names, that in his own hand may strike his honor down that violates this smallish branch herein. If you are armed to do as sworn to do, subscribe to your deep oaths, and keep it too.
I am resolved. 'Tis but 3 years fast. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine. Fat paunches have lean pates, and dainty bits make rich the ribs. The banquet quite the width.
My loving lord, Dumaine is mortified. The gruesome manner of these world's delights is thrown upon the gross world's basest slaves. To love, to wealth, to pomp I pine and die with all these in philosophy.
I can but say their protestations over. So much, dear liege, I have already sworn, that is to live and study here 3 years, but there are other strict observances, as not to see a woman in that term, which I hope, well, is not enrolled there, and 1 day in a week to touch no food, and but 1 meal on every day besides, the which I hope is not enrolled there, and then to sleep but 3 hours in the night, and not be seen to wink of all the day, when I was wont to think no harm all night, and make a dark night too of half the day, which I hope well is not enrolled there. Oh, these are barren tasks, too hard to keep, not to see ladies study fast, not sleep.
Your oath is passed to pass away from these.
Let me say no, my liege, and if you please, I only swore to study with your grace, and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Biron, and to the rest.
But yea and nay, sir, then I swore in jest. What is the end of study? Let me know.
Why, that to know which else we should not know.
Things hid and barred, you mean, from common sense?
Aye, that is study's godlike recompense.
Come on, then. I will swear to study so, to know the things I am forbid to know, as thus to study where I well may dine. When I to feast expressly am forbid, or study where to meet some mistress fine, when mistresses from common sense are hid, or having sworn too hard to keep an oath, study to break it, and not to break my troth. If study's gain be thus, and this be so, study knows that which yet it doth not know. Swear me to this, and I will ne'er say no.
These be the stops that hinder study quite, and train our intellects to vain delight.
Why, all delights are vain, but that most vain. which with pain purchased doth inherit pain, as painfully to pore upon a book to seek the light of truth, while truth the while doth falsely blind the eyesight of his look. Light seeking light doth light of light beguile. So ere you find where light in darkness lies, your light grows dark by losing of your eyes. Study me how to please the eye indeed, by fixing it upon a fairer eye. Who dazzling so, that eye shall be his heed, and give him light that it was blinded by. Study is like the heaven's glorious sun, that will not be deep searched with saucy looks. Small have continual plotters ever won, save base authority from others' books. These earthly godfathers of heaven's light, that give a name to every fixed star, have no more profit of their shining nights than those that walk and wot not what they are. Too much to know is to know not but fame, and every godfather can give a name.
How well he's read to reason against reading.
Proceeded well to stop all good proceedings.
He weeds the corn and still yet grow the weeding.
The spring is near when green geese are of reading.
How follows that?
Fit in his place and time.
In reason, nothing.
Something then in rhyme.
The roan is like an envious sleeping frost that bites the firstborn infants of the spring.
Well, say I am. Why should proud summer's boast before the birds have any cause to sing? Why should I joy in any abortive's birth? At Christmas I no more desire a rose than wish a snow in May's newfangled mirth. But like of each thing that in season grows, so you to study, now it is too late, climbed o'er the house to unlock the little gate.
Well, sit you out. Go home, the roan.
No, my good lord. I have sworn to stay with you. And though I have for barbarians spoke more than for that angel knowledge you can say, yet confident I'll keep what I have swore, and bide the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper, let me read the same, and to the strict decrees I'll write my name.
How well this yielding rescues thee from shame.
Item, that no woman shall come within a mile of my court. Hath this been proclaimed?
4 days ago.
Let's see the penalty. On pain of losing her tongue. Oh, who devised this penalty?
Mary, that did I.
Sweet Lord, and why?
To fright them hence with that dread penalty.
Oh, a dangerous law against gentility. Item, if any man be seen to talk with a woman within the terms of 3 years, he shall endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possibly devise. In this article, my liege, yourself must break, for well you know here comes in embassy the French king's daughter, with yourself to speak, a maid of grace and complete majesty, about surrender up of Aquitaine to her decrepit, sick and bedrid father. Therefore, this article is made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess hither.
What say you, lords? Why, this was quite forgot.
So, study evermore is overshot. While it doth study to have what it would, it doth forget to do the thing it should. And when it hath the thing it hunteth most, 'tis one as town with fire, so one, so lost.
We must of force dispense with this decree. She must lie here on mere necessity.
Necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within his 3 years' space. For every man with his effects is born, not by might, mastered by special grace. If I break faith, this word shall speak for me. I am forsworn on mere necessity. So to the Lord Lodge I write my name. and he that breaks them in the least degree stand in attainder of eternal shame. Suggestions are to others as to me, but I believe, although I seem so low, I am the last that will last keep his oath. But is there no quick recreation granted?
That there is. Our court, you know, is haunted with a refined traveler of Spain, a man in all the world's new fashion planted, that hath a mint of phrases in his brain, one whom the music of his own vain tongue doth ravish like enchanting harmony, a man of compliments, whom right and wrong have chose as umpire of their mutiny. This child of fancy that Armado hight, or interim unto our study shall relate in high-born words the worth of many a knight from tawny Spain, lost in the world's debate. How you delight, my lords, I know not. But I protest, I love to hear him lie, and I will use him for my minstrelsy.
Armado is a most illustrious wight, a man of fire new words, fashion's own knight.
Costard the swain, and he shall be our sport. And so to study 3 years is but short.
Which is the Duke's own person?
This fellow, what wouldest?
I myself reprehend his own person, for I am his grace's Farborough. But I would see his own person in flesh and blood.
This is he.
Senor commends you. There's villainy abroad. This letter will tell you more.
Sir, the contempts thereof are as touching me.
A letter from the magnificent Armado.
How low soever the matter, I hope in God for high words.
A high hope for a low heaven. God grant us patience.
To hear or forbear laughing?
To hear meekly, sir, and to laugh moderately, or to forbear both.
Well, sir, be it as the style shall give us cause to climb in the merriness.
The matter is to me as concerning Jaquinette. The matter of it is, I was taken with the manner.
In what manner?
In manner and form following, sir. All those 3 I was seen with her in the manor house, sitting with her upon the form, and taken following her into the park, which, put together, is in manner and form following. Now, sir, for the manner, it is the manner of a man to speak to a woman. For the form, in some form.
For the following, sir?
As it shall follow in my correction, and God defend the right.
Will you hear this letter with attention?
As we would hear an oracle.
Such is the simplicity of man to hearken after the flesh.
Great deputy, the Welkin's vice-regent and sole dominator of Navarre, my soul's earth's god, and body's fostering patron.
Not a word of Costard yet.
So it is.
It may be so, but if he says it is so, he is in telling true, but so.
Peace.
But to me and every man that dares not fight.
No words.
Of other men's secrets, I beseech you.
So it is. Besieged with sable-colored melancholy, I did commend the black oppressing humor to the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air. And, as I am a gentleman, betook myself to walk. The time when, about the 6th hour, when beasts most graze, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper, so much for the time when. Now for the ground which I walked upon, it is yclept thy park. Then for the place where I did encounter that obscene and preposterous event that draweth from my snow-white pen the ebon-colored ink, which here thou viewest, beholdest, surveyest, or seest, but to the place where it standeth north, northeast, and by east from the west corner of thy curious knotted garden. There did I see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth,
Me?
that unlettered, small knowing soul,
Me?
that shallow vassal,
Still me?
which, as I remember, hight Costard,
Oh, me.
sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established proclaimed edict and continent canon, which with, but with this I passion to say, wherewith,
With a wench.
with a child of our grandmother Eve, a female, or, for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him I, as my ever esteemed duty pricks me on, have sent to thee to receive the meed of punishment by thy sweet grace's officer, Anthony Dull, a man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation.
Me and shall please you. I am Anthony Dull.
For Jaquinette, so is the weaker vessel called, which I apprehended with the aforesaid swain. I keep her as a vessel of the law's fury, and shall, at the least of thy sweet notice, bring her to trial. Thine, in all compliments of devoted and heart-burning heat of duty, Don Adriano de Armado.
This is not so well as I looked for, but the best that ever I heard.
Aye, the best for the worst. But, sirrah, what say you to this?
Sir, I confess the wench.
Did you hear the proclamation?
I do confess much of the hearing it, but little of the marking of it.
It was proclaimed a year's imprisonment to be taken with a wench.
I was taken with none, sir. I was taken with a damsel.
Well, it was proclaimed damsel.
This was no damsel. Neither, sir. She was a virgin.
It is so varied too, for it was proclaimed virgin.
If it were, I deny her virginity. I was taken with a maid.
This maid will not serve your turn, sir.
This maid will serve my turn, sir.
Sir, I will pronounce your sentence. You shall fast a week with bran and water.
I had rather pray a month with mutton and porridge.
And Don Armado shall be your keeper. My Lord Biron, see him delivered o'er, and go we, lords, to put in practice that which each other hath so strongly sworn.
I lay my head to any good man's hat. These oaths and laws will prove an idle scorn. Sirrah, come on.
I suffer for the truth, sir. For truth it is. I was taken with Jaquinette, and Jaquinette is is a true girl. And where therefore welcome the sour cup of prosperity, affliction may one day smile again, and till then sit thee down, sorrow.
Scene 2, the same. Enter Don Adriano de Armado and Moth.
Boy, what sign is it when a man's great spirit grows melancholy?
A great sign, sir, that he will look sad.
Why, sadness is one and the self-same thing, dear imp.
No, oh Lord, sir, no.
How canst thou part sadness and melancholy, my tender juvenile?
By a familiar demonstration of the working, my tough signor.
Why tough signor? Why tough signor?
Why tender juvenile? Why tender juvenile?
Well, I spoke of the tender juvenile as a congruent epithet. How do you pronounce that? Pertaining to young days, which we may nominate tender.
And I, tough signor, as a pertinent title to your old time, which we may name tough.
Ah, pretty and apt.
How mean you, sir? I pretty, sad, and my saying apt, or I apt, and my saying pretty?
Thou pretty, because little.
Little pretty, because little, wherefore apt.
And therefore apt, because quick.
Speak you this in my praise, master?
In thy condign praise.
I will praise an eel with the same praise.
What? That's an eel is ingenuous?
That an eel is quick.
I do say thou art quick in answers, thou ardest my blood.
I am answered, sir.
I love not to be crossed.
He speaks the mere contrary. Crosses love, not him.
I have promised to study 3 years with the Duke.
You may do it in an hour, sir.
Impossible.
How many is one thrice told?
I am ill at reckoning in fifth spirit of a tapster.
You are a gentleman and a gamester, sir.
I confess both, but they are both the varnish of a complete man.
Then I am sure you know how much the gross sum of deuce ace amounts to.
It does amount to 1 more than 2.
Which is the base vulgar do call 3.
True.
Why, sir, is this such a piece of study? Now here is 3 studied, ere you'll thrice wink. And how easy it is to put years to the word 3 and study 3 years in 2 words. The dancing horse will tell you.
A most fine figure.
To prove you a cipher.
I will hereupon confess that I am in love. And as it is base for a soldier to have, here I am in love with a base wench. If drawing my sword against the humor of affection would deliver me from the reprobate thought of it, I would take the desire prisoner and handsome him to any French courtier for the new devised courtesy. I think, scorn to sigh, methinks I should outswear Cupid. Comfort me, my boy, and where great men have been in love?
Hercules, master.
Oh, most sweet Hercules, more authority. Dear boy, name more, and sweet, my child, let them be men of good repute and carriage.
Samson, master. He was a man of good carriage, great carriage, for he carried the town gates on his back like a porter, and he was in love.
Oh, well, it's Samson, a strong-jointed Samson. I do excel thee in my rapier as much as thou didst me in carrying gates. I am in love, too. Who was Samson's love, my dear moth?
A woman, master.
Well, of what complexion?
Of all the 4, or the 3, or the 2, or the 1 of the 4.
Oh, no. Tell me precisely of what complexion?
Of the seawater green, sir.
Is that one of the 4 complexions?
As I have read, sir, and the best of them, too.
Green indeed is the color of lovers, but to have a love of that color, methinks Samson had small reason for it. He surely affected her for her wit.
It was so, sir, for she had a green wit.
My love is most immaculate, white and red.
Most immaculate thoughts, master, are masked under such colors.
Define, well-educated infant.
My father's wit and my mother's tongue assist me.
Sweet invocation of a child most pretty and pathetical.
If she be made of white and red, her faults will never be known. For blushing cheeks by faults are bred, and fears by pale white shown. Then if she fear or be to blame, by this you shall not know, for still her cheeks possess the same, which native she doth owe. A dangerous rhyme, master, against the reason of white and red.
Is there not a ballet, boy, of the king and the beggar?
The world was very guilty of such a ballad some 3 ages since, but I think now 'tis not to be found, or if it were, would neither serve for the writing nor the tune.
I will have that subject newly writ o'er, and I may example my digression by some mighty president. Boy, I do love that country girl I took in the park with the rational hind Costard. She deserves well.
To be whipped, and yet a better love than my master.
Sing, boy, my spirit grows heavy in love.
That's great marvel, loving a light wench.
I say, sing!
Forbear till this company be past.
Interdo.
Sir, the Duke's pleasure is to have you keep Costard safe, and you must suffer him to take no delight nor penance, but must fast 3 days a week. For this damsel, I must keep her at the park. She is allowed to the day woman. Fare you well. I do betray myself, blushing maid.
Man?
I will visit thee at the lodge.
That is hereby.
No, I know where it is situate.
Lord, how wise you are.
I will tell thee wonders.
With that face?
I love thee.
So I heard you say.
And so, farewell.
Fair weather after you.
Come, Jaquinette, away. Villain, thou shalt fast for thy offense, and thou be pardoned.
Well, sir, I hope when I do it, I shall do it on a full stomach.
Thou shalt be heavily punished.
I'm more bound to you than your fellows, for they are but lightly rewarded.
Take away this villain, shut him up.
Come, you transgressing slave, away!
Let me not be pent up, sir. I will fast, being loose.
No, sir, that were fast and loose. Thou shalt to prison.
Well, if I ever do see the merry days of desolation, that I have seen, some shall see.
What shall some see?
They, nothing, Master Moth, but what they look upon. If it is not for prisoners to be silent in their words, and therefore I will say nothing. I thank God I have as little patience as another man, and therefore I can be quiet.
I do affect the very ground which is base, where her shoe which is baser, guided by her foot which is basest, thou doth tread. I shall be forsworn, which is a great argument of falsehood, if I love. And how can that be true love, which is falsely attempted? Love is a familiar, love is a devil. There is no evil angel, but love. Yet was Samson so tempted, and he had such an excellent strength, yet was Solomon seduced, and he had very good wit. Cupid's burnt shaft is too hard for Hercules' club, and therefore too much odds for a Spaniard's rapier. The first and the second cause will not serve my turn. The passado he respects not, the duello he regards not. His disgrace is to be called boy, but his glory is to be subdue men. Adieu. Valor, rust, rapier, be still, and drum, and for your manager is in love. Yea, he loveth. Assist me, some external god of rhyme, for I am sure I am turned sonnet. Devise wit, write pen, for I am whole volumes in folio.
Act 2, Scene 1, the same. Enter the Princess of France, Rosaline, Maria, Catherine, Boyette, lords and other attendants.
Now then, summon up your dearest spirits. Consider who the king your father sends, to whom he sends, and what's his embassy. Yourself, held precious in the world's esteem, to parley with the sole inheritor of all perfections that a man may owe, matchless Navarre, the plea of no less weight than Aquitaine, a dowry for a queen. Be now as prodigal of all dear grace, as nature was in making graces dear, when she did starve the general world beside, and prodigally gave them all to you.
Good Lord Boyer, my beauty, though but mean, needs not the painted flourish of your praise. Beauty is bought by judgment of the eye, not uttered by a base sale of champions' tongues. I am less proud to hear you tell my worth than you much willing to be counted wise in spending your wit in the praise of mine. And now to task the tasker, good Boyer, you are not ignorant, all telling fame. Doth noise abroad Navarre hath made a vow, till painful study shall outwear 3 years. No woman may approach him, his silent court. Therefore, to seemeth it a needful course, before we enter his forbidden gates, to know his pleasure. And in that behalf, bold of your worthiness, we single you as our best moving fair solicitor. Tell him, the daughter of the King of France, our serious business craving quick dispatch, importunes personal conference with his grace. Haste signifies so much while we attend, like humble visaged suitors, his high will.
Proud of your employment, willingly I go.
All pride is willing pride, and yours is so. Who are the votaries, my loving lords, that are vow fellows to this virtuous duke?
Lord Longueville is one.
Know you the man?
I know him, madam, at a marriage feast between Lord Biron and the beauteous heir of Jacques Falconbridge, solemnized in Norway. Saw I this Longueville, a man of sovereign parts. He is esteemed, well fitted in arts, glorious in arms. Nothing becomes him ill that he would well. The only soil of his fair virtue's gloss, if virtue's gloss will stain with any soil, is a sharp wit match with too blunt a will, whose edge hath power to cut, whose will still wills. It should none spare that come within his power.
Some merry mocking lord belike, is it so?
They say so most, that most his humorous know.
Such short-lived wits do wither as they grow. Who are the rest?
Young Dumaine, a well-accomplished youth, of all that virtue love, for virtue love, most power to do most harm, less knowing ill. For he had wit to make an ill shape good, and shape to win grace, though he had no wit. I saw him at the Duke Alanson's once, and much too little of that good I saw is my report to his great worthiness.
Another of the students of that time was there with him, if I have heard a truth. Biron they call him, but a merrier man, within the limit of becoming mirth. I never spent an hour to talk withal. His eye begets occasion for his wit. For every object that the one doth catch, the other turns to a mirth-moving jest, which his fair tongue, conceit expositor, delivers in such ape and gracious words that aged ears play truant at his tales, and younger hearing are quite ravished, so sweet and voluble is his discourse.
God bless my ladies. Are they all in love, that every one her own hath garnished with such bedecking ornaments of praise?
Here comes Boyette.
Now what admittance, lord?
Navarre had notice of your fair approach, and he and his competitors in oath were all addressed to meet you, gentle lady, before I came. Marry, this much I have learned. He rather means to lodge you in the field, like one that comes here to besiege his court, than seek a dispensation for his oath to let you enter his unpeopled house. Here comes Navarre.
Princess, welcome to the court of Navarre.
Fair I give you back again, and welcome I have not yet. The roof of this court is too high to be yours, and welcome to the wide fields too base to be mine.
You shall be welcome, madam, to my court.
I will be welcome then. Conduct me thither.
Hear me, dear lady, I have sworn an oath.
Our Lady help my lord, he'll be forsworn.
Not for the world, fair madam, by my will.
Why? Will shall break it, will and nothing else.
Your ladyship is ignorant what it is.
Were my lord so, his ignorance were wise, where now his knowledge must prove ignorance. I hear your grace hath sworn our housekeeping. 'Tis deadly sin to keep that oath, my lord, and sin to break it. But pardon me, I am too sudden bold. To teach a teacher ill beseemeth me. Vouchsafe to read the purpose of my coming, and suddenly resolve me in my suit.
Madam, I will, if suddenly I may.
You will the sooner that I were away, for you'll prove perjured if you make me stay.
Did I not dance with you in Brabant once?
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
I know you did.
How needless was it then to ask the question?
You must not be so quick.
'Tis long of you that spur me with such questions.
Oh, your wit's too hot. It speeds too fast. Twirl tire.
Not till it leave the rider in the mire.
What time o' day?
The hour that fools should ask.
Now, fair befall your mask,
Fair fall their face it covers.
and send you many lovers.
Amen, so you be none.
Nay, then will I be gone.
Madam, your father here doth intimate the payment of 100,000 crowns, being but the one half of an entire sum disbursed by my father in his wars. But say that he or we, as neither have received that sum, yet there remains unpaid 100,000 more, in surety of the which one part of Aquitaine is bound to us, although not valued to the money's worth. If then the king, your father, will restore but that one half which is unsatisfied, we will give up our right in Aquitaine and hold fair friendship with his majesty. But that it seems he little purposeth. For here he doth demand to have repaid 100,000 crowns, and not demands, on payment of 100,000 crowns, to have his title live in Aquitaine, which we much rather had depart withal, and have the money by our father lent, than Aquitaine, so gelded as it is. Dear Princess, were not his request so far from reason's yielding, your fair self should make a yielding against some reason in my breast, and go well satisfied to France again.
You do the king my father too much wrong, and wrong the reputation of your name, and so unseeming to confess receipt of that which hath so faithfully been paid.
I do protest I never heard of it, and if you prove it, I'll repay it back or yield up Aquitaine.
We arrest your word. Boyer, you can produce acquittances for such a sum from special officers of Charles his father.
Satisfy me so.
Oh, please, your grace, the packet is not come, or that and other specialties are bound. Tomorrow you shall have a sight of them.
It shall suffice me, at which interview all liberal reason I will yield unto. Meantime, receive such welcome at my hand as honor without breach of honor may make tender of to thy true worthiness. You may not come, fair princess, in my gates, but here without you shall be so received, and you shall deem yourself lodged in my heart, though so denied fair harbor in my house. Your own good thoughts excuse me, and farewell. Tomorrow shall we visit you again.
Sweet health and fair desires consort your grace.
Thy own wish I thee in every place.
Lady, I will commend you to mine own heart.
Pray you do my commendations. I would be glad to see it.
I would you heard it groan.
Is the fool sick?
Sick at the heart.
Alack, let it blood.
Would that do it good?
My physic says I.
Will you prick it with your eye.
No point with my knife,
Now, God save thy life.
and yours from long living.
I cannot stay Thanksgiving.
Sir, I pray, a word. What lady is that same?
The heir of Alencon, Catherine her name.
Ah, gallant lady, monsieur. Fare you well.
I beseech you a word, that she is in the white?
A woman sometimes, and you saw her in the light.
Perchance light in the light. I desire her name.
She hath but one for herself. To desire that were a shame.
Pray you, sir, whose daughter?
Her mother's, I have heard.
God blessings on your beard.
Good sir, be not offended. She's an heir of Falconbridge.
Nay, my choler is ended. She is a most sweet lady.
Not unlike, sir, that may be.
What's her name in the cap?
Rosalind, by good hap.
Is she wedded or no?
To her will, sir, or so.
You are welcome, sir. Adieu.
Farewell to me, sir, and welcome to you.
The last is Biron, the merry madcap lord. Not a word with him, but a jest.
And every guest but a word.
It was well done of you to take him at his word.
I was as willing to grapple as he was to board,
2 hot sleeps marry.
and therefore not ships. No sheep, sweet lamb, unless we feed on your lips.
You sheep and I pasture, shall they finish the jest?
So,
Catherine. I'm Catherine.
You're, oh, no, that's Mary. I mean, Maria.
No, that's Catherine says here.
What? Is that?
I see.
Because my book says it's Maria. I don't know.
Uh-oh, differences in the...
We had Maria first, and then we had Catherine, you sheep and I pasture. I have Catherine.
I have Maria as you sheep, and I...
Yeah, it
Oh,
says
I
Maria
have
and ours.
Maria. I don't know. You
Different
can read
books.
if you want. That's fine.
Go for it.
Error in the bill.
so you grant pasture to me. How's that?
Huh?
So
I'm-
after you sheep, then Boyer has a line that says, "So you grant pasture for me."
Okay. You sheep and I pasture. Should that finish the jest?
Oh
So you-
wow, that's different. Oh wait,
So-
no, that's the
Hold on,
previous
no.
line. Oh man, that's all this.
Hold on. So you grant pasture for me.
Kissy,
No,
kissy.
so gentle beast. My lips are not common, though several they be.
Belonging to who?
To my fortunes and me.
Good wits will be jangling, but gentles agree. The civil war of wits was much better used on Navarre and his bookmen, for here 'tis abused.
If my observation, which very seldom lies, by the heart still rhetoric disclosed with eyes, deceive me not now. Navarre is infected
With what?
with that which we lovers entitle affected.
Your reason?
By all his behaviors did make their retire to the court of his eye, peeping thorough desire. His heart like an agate, with your print impressive, proud with his form and his eye, pride expressive. His tongue, all impatient to speak and not see, did stumble with haste in his eyesight to be. All senses to that sense did make their repair, to feel only looking on fairest of fair. Methought all his senses were locked in his eye, as jewels and crystal for some prince to buy, who, tendering their own worth from where they were glassed, did point you to buy them, along as you pass it. His face's own margent did quote such amazes, that all eyes saw his eyes, enchanted with gazes. I'll give you Aquitaine and all that is his, and you give him for my sake but one loving kiss.
Come, to our pavilion, Boyer is disposed.
But to speak that in words which his eye hath disclosed, I only have made a mouth of his eye by adding a tongue which I know will not lie.
Thou art an old love monger and speakest skillfully.
He is Cupid's grandfather, and learns news of him.
Then was Venus like her mother, for her father is but grim.
Do you hear, my mad wenches?
No.
What then did you see?
Aye, our way to be gone.
You are too hard for me.
Act 2.